What is going on, Pokemon fans? Welcome back to Paul's Draft. My name is JD, and today we're kicking off our brand new series, Figure the best Grass-type Pokemon is in Generation 1 Pokemon Blue. It's part of my grander series, Figure the best type is in Generation 1, the best of every type. You should go check out some other playlists. There's a bunch of other types we've already done. We just did the electric types, we've done bug type, we've done fire, flying, fighting, so on and so forth. Recommend you go check it out. Today's Pokemon we're going to play through is Victreebel, the flycatcher Pokemon. Stats are 80 HP, attack is 105, defense is 65, special 100, and speed is 70. This Pokemon's pretty solid across the board on the stats. Now let's look at his move pool. We start off with Sleep Power, only useful in one battle early, and then it'll be useful more in the late and mid game. Stun Spore is completely inoperable. Don't even need to have it, don't even need to use it. I wish I could just not have the move on my moveset at all. Acid is a great move to have, 40 base power, 60 with stab, and then Razor Leaf, 55 base power. It is stab and it's also 95% accurate, but this move crits all the time, so it's a very useful move in that regard. And then we get Wrap at level 13. That's a big deal because there's a lot of poison type Pokemon early, so Wrap will replace Stun Spore, and it makes it so we can get by a lot of things that maybe are resistant to our Acid or Razor Leaf. And there's a lot of poison type, like I said. There's also a lot of bugs. That's very useful. And then Poison Powder is completely useless. So its level up moveset is actually very good to start the game. And then we're going to go over our TM move pool. Not a very broad move pool, to be honest with you, but it's good enough, and it gets the things that it needs to get through the game. It starts off with Swords Dance. Swords Dance is the best stat modifying move in my opinion. It ups your attack stat by 2 stages. You can do it 3 times, so you can get +6. And then it also does the badge boost. The corresponding stats will increase based on the badges you have as well. Body Slam is a move that will replace Wrap, so it's a very good move. It works very well with Swords Dance. Takedown, not going to use. Double Edge, maybe use. Hyper Beam, definitely in Elite 4. Rage, Mega Drain, Solar Beam, not going to use, but Mimic will be used. And yeah, that's literally 4 TMs that we're going to use with this Pokemon. Swords Dance, Body Slam, Hyper Beam, and Mimic. Because Double Team, Reflect, Bide, Rest, Substitute, and Cut won't be used. Maybe Rest. I don't remember if I use Rest or not, but Rest is definitely a possibility. But without further ado, let's dive into this Pokemon. So as per tradition, our first battle is against our rival. He's going to have a Charmander, and his name is Like and Sub. So you should like this video and sub to the channel. And we're going to face a Charmander. We named our Pokemon Vic. I was going to name him Victor, but too many letters. Let's just keep it Vic. And with a combination of Acid and Razor Leaf, we do get the win, knock out our rival, and move right into our next battle, which is also against our rival. We leveled up level 6 with that first battle. Now we're going to face our rival. He's got a Pidgey. So this is where Sleep Powder is very useful, is putting the Pidgey to sleep. What we don't want is to get hit by Sand Attack, which is what just happened there. It doesn't seem to affect us very much because we do a pretty good job of putting the opposition to sleep and then knocking out this Pokemon. Razor Leaf does not do that much damage, so it doesn't really matter which one we're doing. I guess going for Acid's a little bit better because it is physical and it's pretty frail early in the game. But we do beat our rival, and we're going to go right into the Bug Forest. Now, this is where the Grass Pokemon don't have a great advantage in the early game because, at least here, not like a huge advantage, but it doesn't cost us because we're in here, and a lot of our moves are resisted. We should be going for Acid, not Razor Leaf, even though Razor Leaf does crit. Look, it cuts the attacking a Weedle. A Weedle is poison and bug type, so it's 4 times resisted to Razor Leaf. So when a Weedle comes out, our move drops from like 100 and something to 33. Not the greatest move. This is where I would change up in the second round when I do the second round playthrough. Is I would just go for Acid. Acid's more effective against these bug poison type Pokemon. Caterpie is only bug, so it's only resisting 2 times resistance rather than 4. But we do get the win over that bug catcher. We got one more bug catcher, and then we head in and face Brock and his Million Light Years trainer. And Acid, look how much more Acid's doing rather than Razor Leaf. So Razor Leaf, I think, would have been a 3-hit, whereas Acid's being a 2-hit. And that's just me. That's something we could just improve a little bit. It doesn't cost a lot of time. But now we're going to face a Million Light Years trainer. Razor Leaf will be a 1-shot on the Diglett. And it's going to be a 1-shot on the Sandshrew. The effective power, because it's weak, is 284 right now. So that's pretty nice. And then we remove Stun Spore, get Wrapped, just like I said. It's all part of the strategy. And at 3 minutes and 8 seconds, we start our battle against Brock. Wakanda Forever. And Razor Leaf on the first one. The effective power of Razor Leaf right now is 568. I think that's the highest I've ever seen. But we one-shot both of his Pokemon, beat him pretty easy, and that's going to progress us right into Mount Moon. Now, there's not a lot of things in Mount Moon that actually are beneficial, other than picking up like a rare candy and an ether. So we're going to head into our battle against the Super Duper Nerd, and he's going to come out with a Grimer. We knock out the Grimer, we knock out the Voltorb, and then we have one Pokemon left, and that is Coughing. And we just missed a 95% accurate move twice in a row. That's very not not good. But we do beat the nerd, and we do grab the Dome Fossil. All hail the Dome Fossil. I know if I didn't tell you, you're going to ask. Actually, now think of it, go ahead and ask. Comments are great for the YouTube algorithm. Now, something I didn't go over is a couple things. We are in the medium slow growth rate. So that means we're going to level up pretty fast, actually. And it's not as fast as the fast growth rate, but we do level up pretty well. That's why after the first battle, we level 6. That only happens whenever you're in medium slow growth rate. And we're also have a critical hit of 13.67. Not very high because our speed isn't great. But now we're going to face Misty. Misty's going to come out with a Staryu, and we're going to one-shot the Staryu. And Starmie comes out, and I don't think we're going to one-shot the Starmie. Oh, we get so close. That is the closest I've ever seen to knocking out Starmie in one hit. But we got it done. We got 69 hit points after that battle. Very nice. And that leads us right into our next battle against our rival on Nugget Bridge. Now, again, this is where Sleep Powder is a huge advantage for this Pokemon. And this is why I chose Victreebel over Venusaur to be the best, because Venusaur does not have Sleep Powder right now. He will not have Sleep Powder until level 50 something. This is a huge disadvantage for Venusaur, and this is why Victreebel I thought would be easily the best grass type, because it has Sleep Powder, so we can put the opposition to sleep in this battle, and it makes it so it's not vulnerable to getting knocked out by the Sand Attack and knocked out by the Pidgeotto or the Charmander, whatever case would be. On the SSN, we're going to go ahead and grab our final TM that's really going to solidify our moveset for a very long time on this Pokemon. We're going to knock out the Nidoran Male. And this accuracy on Razor Leaf is really frustrating me, but it is what it is. I feel like we have better accuracy on Sleep Powder at this point. And now we're going to add Body Slam, and we're going to save, and we're going to go and face our rival. Now, Body Slam makes it so we no longer have to use Sleep Powder on the Pidgeotto. We should be able to just one-shot. We have high enough stat. There we go. Critical hit. Don't know if that mattered, but I think it would knock it out regardless. Razor Leaf on the Eradicate. Very good. We have Kadabra. Body Slam on the Kadabra. And then Charmeleon. Is it a one-shot? It is not. We do paralyze it, though. And Acid will knock it out. So very easy win over the rival on the SSN. We go on. We move on to Lieutenant Surge. We are resisted to Lieutenant Surge, so he can't do too much to us. And it's just about getting the job done. Let's go and see how this battle goes. Voltorb comes out, and we're going to go for Body Slam on the Voltorb or Razor Leaf. Which one? Oh, why would we put him to sleep? That doesn't make sense. Don't put him to sleep. That was a waste of time. Razor Leaf is a one-shot. Razor Leaf is a one-shot. Raichu comes out. I don't think Razor Leaf is going to be a one-shot. Nope. Thundershock tickles us, and we knock out the Raichu. Lieutenant Surge, super easy, barely an inconvenience. And that leads us right into our next battle, which is against Boomer the Hiker. Now, you can probably guess how this battle is going to go. We have Razor Leaf, and he is a ground rock type, so one shot on the Geodude. Effective power right now is 612 effective power, so I lied, and when I said that was the highest I've ever seen it. So we beat Boomer the Hiker, move right on to Celadon City. After running a few errands in Celadon City, we're going to take on Giovanni. Giovanni number 1 is going to be super easy because we're going to Razor Leaf him to death. One Razor Leaf on the Onix, one Razor Leaf on the Rhyhorn, and one Razor Leaf on the Kangaskhan. And we get a 3-hit, 3 Okos, 3 up, 3 down, good morning, good evening, good night. We beat Giovanni, he pulls his I'm Batman and disappears. We grab a Super Potion, I lay an egg and grab a Self Scope, and now we're going to face our rival in Pokemon Tower. Rival's going to come out with a Pidgeotto, we're going to go for Body Slam on the Pidgeotto, he quick attacks us, not a big deal. One shot there, we're going to go for Acid on the Execute, very good. Gyarados comes out, go for Body Slam on the Gyarados, it's going to be a 2-shot. He bites us, doesn't do that much damage, Body Slam on the Kadabra, very good. And now Charmeleon comes out. Is it a one-shot? It is a one-shot. Very good. We obliterate our rival in Pokemon Tower. Pokemon Tower actually wasn't super easy for this Pokemon because we only had Razor Leaf and all the ghost types are poison types, so they're resisted. But we go ahead and go to Silph Coat and grab this move, which is the best move we can add in this game, which is Swords Dance. Swords Dance will replace Acid, which maybe we shouldn't have replaced Acid. I mean, it really wasn't a better option. So now we're going to face our rival. Our rival is going to come out with a Pidgeotto, Pidgeot, and we're going to go for Sleep Powder on the Pidgeot so we can set up 1 and 2, and Body Slam is a one-shot, very good. I only got +2, so let's see if that affects this battle or not. Body Slam on the Gyarados, and Body Slam on the Alakazam. Now, here's the thing. I probably shouldn't have done this first. Here's why. Because I do get the win here. However, if I'd have gone and rerouted this, and went and faced Koga first, I would have outsped on those last 2, and I wouldn't have got hit by a Psychic and a Fire move. So that could be a way to improve this next time. And so now we're facing Giovanni number 2, Giovanni. And so we get set up, Nidorino is a one-shot. Razor Leaf on the Kangaskhan, it's a one-shot, very good. Razor Leaf on the Rhyhorn, it's a one-shot as well. And then Nidoqueen comes out, which is actually neutral damage from Razor Leaf, even though it's a ground type. It is part poison, that's where the neutrality comes. And we go ahead and beat Giovanni, and we're going to go ahead and move on to Sabrina and her whip. Now, here's the problem. is Sabrina, we don't outspeed her Pokemon, so this was not a smart decision. This is where I'm going to reroute this. Look, Kadabra almost one-shots us. From full health, he gets us knocked out pretty quickly. And this is when I realized that wasn't smart to do that. I should reroute this and go beat Koga so that whenever I do put Kadabra to sleep, 1, I can be a higher level, but 2, I can also do the badge boost and up our speed. We're facing Erica right now. Erica is pretty much inconsequential. We set up, we got the, actually didn't even set up, we were just going for Body Slam. We're out, oh my god, I forgot this. We're actually out of Body Slam power points, so this battle becomes a lot more convoluted than it has to be. We're going for Razor Leaf. We are critting every time, so it's doing a little more damage. So we 4-hit the Vileplume. We beat Erica. She's pretty easy, and next time I'll just manage my power points better, and that battle will be quicker. So you're already seeing ways this playthrough can already be faster and more efficient, and now we're facing Koga. Koga is a poison specialist. He's got all poison type Pokemon. We're going to go ahead and set up the +6. And we're going to go ahead and go for Body Slam and Sweep. 1 shot on the Coughing, 1 shot on the Muck, 1 shot on the Coughing again. Now here's that right there is exactly why I'm going to pause it. Exactly why I like Swords Dance. Even when you level up. So when you do Swords Dance, you do the badge boost and all the other stats get modified by 12.5% based on a corresponding badge. So like for example, when we do Swords Dance, our defense gets upped because we beat Lieutenant Surge. It goes up 12.5% every time we do Swords Dance. So it goes up 3 times, it increases 12.5%. So our defense gets better. When we beat Koga, our speed will go up 12.5%. When we beat Blaine, our special will go up 12.5%. What I love about Swords Dance is when you do a Swords Dance strategy, even when you level up, you still keep that attack stat, so you can still just power through it. Whereas like some of the moves, like for example, Agility, it ups your speed, and when you level up, it gets rid of all the other badge boosts. And usually you don't use Agility to access up your speed, because only fast Pokemon get Agility, or if you're mimicking it, I guess. But that's why I like Swords Dance so much. It really is a great move. Even when you level up, it still keeps it still intact, and your strategy doesn't fall apart whenever you level up with this move. But we beat Koga, and we're going to move right into Blaine. Blaine's going to give us a boost to our special, and we're going to go ahead and put Growlithe to sleep. And this is why I said like having a sleeping move is going to help us later in the game rather than in the beginning. We're going to Swords Dance 3 times, and now we're going to go ahead and go for Body Slam. 1 shot on the Growlithe, 1 shot on the Ponyta, 1 shot on the Rapidash, and then Arcanine comes out. We should 1-shot the Arcanine as well. Very good. The only thing that could have hurt us there was if we critical hit. Now we're going to face Sabrina again and her whip, and she whipped us the first time. Kind of liked it. And now we're going to go for Kadabra. We're going to set up 1, 2, and 3. And now our speed is 198. We will definitely outspeed the Alakazam. We'll definitely outspeed all of us Pokemon. And this is just a foregone conclusion. 1-shots across the board and a 1-shot on the Alakazam. Even with his with Reflect Up, we still 1-shot. That leads us right into our final gym leader, which is Giovanni number 3, Giovanni. And now we're going to face him. And this is a, like I said, also a foregone conclusion. We should have set up on the Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn really can't do anything to us. But we made the mistake of getting cocky. I'm like, oh, we're just going to go for Razor Leaf. Nope, we're going to go against Nidoqueen. It's resisted. So we might as well just go ahead and set up really quick on the Nidoqueen. And Body Slam is a 1-shot. Body Slam is also a 1-shot. Oh, it's not because of critical hit. And see, that's where critical hits can kind of screw you a little bit. Is we didn't 1-shot the Nidoking, and then Rhydon is a 1-shot with Razor Leaf. So we get the win over Giovanni. Pretty easy win. We're at 35 minutes and 36 minutes and 13 seconds going into our final rival before the Elite Four. Let's see how this battle goes. He's going to come out with a Pidgeot. We're going to go ahead and go for Sleep Powder on the Pidgeot. We're going to go ahead and set up Razor Leaf 1, Razor Leaf 2, Razor Leaf 3, +6, fully set up. Body Slam on the Pidgeot. Very good. 1-hit knockout. Rhyhorn comes out. We made a mistake there. Should have gone for Razor Leaf. Not a big deal. We did get the knockout still. Execute comes out. Knock out the Execute. Very good. Gyarados comes out. It's a 1-shot. Alakazam comes out. It's a 1-shot. We don't outspeed, and that was where we lost our badge boost because we leveled up, but we still knock it out, and we knock out the Charizard, and we're heading right on to the Elite Four. Now that we got all that out of the way, let's go ahead and head into the Elite Four. But first, we're going to look at our stats, and we're going to look at our moveset. Our stats are as follows. Before our battles, before our stat modifications, our stats are attacks 179, defense is 130, speed is 136, and special is 173. In the bottom left corner, you see all the stats modified with the corresponding badge. Attacks 201, defense is 146, speed is 153, and special is 194. As we look at our moveset, it's pretty decent moveset. I love this moveset going in the Elite Four. Really don't have to modify much. There's only a little bit of modification we're going to be doing. Swords Dance, Razor Leaf, Sleep Powder, Body Slam. The only changes we will make is we will probably add Mimic. That way we can have a better time against Agatha. And we're probably going to add Hyper Beam after that because we're going to have to get rid of a move. And I think keeping Razor Leaf is smart. But we'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and face our first battle in the Elite Four. And that is against Lorelei. Lorelai's going to come out. She has all water/ice type Pokemon. So Razor Leaf is going to be super effective. We're going to put Dugong to sleep and just set up just to be safe. We probably could have just gone for Razor Leaf though and knocked out all these Pokemon. It is super effective, and there's not a lot of Pokemon here that can resist that, but Body Slam's a one-shot on the Dugong. Razor Leaf will one-shot the Cloyster, very good. Slowbro comes out, Razor Leaf will one-shot the Slowbro, very good. And this is where I wasn't sure, so that's really why I set up. I didn't think Jinx will go down to one Razor Leaf. Razor Leaf on the Lapras. And we can get frozen right there, and we didn't. That's good, though. Get the win over Lorelei and move right on to Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much. He's not very good, and his team is going to be super easy, barely inconvenience. We're going to go for a setup on Swords Dance on the Onix. Probably don't even need to get fully set up. Probably +4 would be good enough, but Razor Leaf's a one-shot on the Onix. Body Slam on the Hitmonchan. Body Slam on the Hitmonlee. Let's go and do it. Yep, there we go. Body Slam on Hitmonlee. Onix comes out. We'll go for Razor Leaf on the Onix. And then Machamp comes out, fully set up. We're going to one-shot. Yep, yes we are. No critical hit there. Beat Bruno and move right on to Agatha. Agatha and her Agatha Lottery. She can put you to sleep. She can paralyze you, confuse you, poison you, all those things. We're going to start off with putting Gengar to sleep, which is annoying that we don't get that right away. I'll put him to sleep. And we're going to put Golbat to sleep as well. And we made a mistake here. We're not mimicking anything off Golbat. We want to mimic Dream Eater, so we took a reset there. So we have 2 resets at 39 minutes and 17 seconds. We're at great pace, man. This is our first playthrough, and we're under 40 minutes going into Agatha. That's pretty good. So we're going to set up Swords Dance. Switches out. We should just go for Body Slam. Yep. Yeah, Body Slam, a one-shot. Very good. And now we're going to go back to setting up. Get +6. Now we're going to have to put Haunter to sleep anyway. Put him to sleep, and now we can use Dream Eater. We'll one-shot. It also replenish our health, which is good because this is something I actually screwed up and did. I did not buy enough. I didn't buy any full restores, so all I had was 2 full restores that I picked up along the way, and I forgot to buy full restore. So it's kind of good that we replenished our health right here. But we beat Agatha pretty handily with Dream Eater and Sleep Powder, a combination of both. And now we're gonna move right on to Lance. Lance, the Dragon Master, can come out with a Gyarados. We are gonna go and go for Sleep Powder, and we're gonna go for Swords Dance 1, Swords Dance 2, Swords Dance 3. And then we're going to sweep. We really don't need to mimic. Oh, Hydro Pump. Okay, I know why we're doing Hydro Pump now. Okay. So one shot on the Gyarados, one shot on the Dragonair, one shot on the second Dragonair. Aerodactyl comes out. We're going to go for Hydro Pump on the Aerodactyl. Super effective. And then we're going to go for Body Slam on the Dragonite. The only thing I could have screwed that up was getting a critical hit. But we get the pretty easy win over the Dragon Master and move right on to our rival, the champion. And he's going to come out with a Pidgeot. Pidgeot is a Pokemon we're going to set up on, so we're going to go for Sleep Powder. The only thing that can screw us up here is he could hit us. He's going to do it. He's going to hit us with Sky Attack. He one-shots us from full health with Sky Attack. Not fun, so we're going to take a reset right here, and we're going to go ahead and face this battle again. We got 3 resets. We're at 41 minutes and 23 seconds. Let's try this one more time. And we just got to get him put to sleep and get set up. That's all we got to do. So let's go for Pidgeot. We're going to go for Sleep Powder. Very good. And we're going to go for Swords Dance 1, Swords Dance number 2, and Swords Dance number 3. Fully set up, and we should just sweep now. This should be a clean sweep. One shot on the Pidgeot. One shot. Actually, I think we're trying to mimic something here. I don't know why. No, you should just go for knockout. This is a mistake I made. We're doing that to recover, but we don't need to do that. We could just go for the knockout. Rhydon comes out. Body Slam on the Rhydon. He barely does anything to us. We paralyze him. The Executor comes out. Body Slam is a 1-hit. Gyarados comes out. Body Slam is a 1-hit. And then the last Pokemon, Charizard, Body Slam is a 1-hit. We get the win. We beat this game at 42 minutes and 9 seconds. We beat our rival and get our time clocked in. We're at level 66. Yep, there we go. We're going to pause that real quick. Very good time for this Pokemon on its first playthrough. I want that to be definitely understood. This is the first playthrough. You watched the same things I watched. You saw where I could have made better decisions. You saw where I could have rerouted better. You saw where there was a couple errors and flaws in some battles that took longer than it needed to because I was trying to be fancy or whatever. With that being said, let's go ahead and look at our tier list and see what this Pokemon ranks. So with a time of 42 minutes and 9 seconds, where does that land this Pokemon? Well, it lands this Pokemon right smack dab here in the sub 45 category, right in front of Lapras. So let's move everyone down a little bit. Now with the tier list updated, what are my thoughts on this Pokemon and what are my thoughts on kind of the state of the tier list right now? Well, thoughts on this Pokemon. I knew this Pokemon was going to do well. I know I keep mentioning Scott's Thoughts, but Scott's Thoughts is, I've watched him play through this Pokemon and just obliterate the game and do so well with this Pokemon. I knew this was coming. I knew there was going to be a thing with this Pokemon, so in no way did I think this Pokemon was going to do bad. In fact, I think it's going to do way better in the second round. In the second round, there's so many things I can do to optimize this Pokemon to be quicker, to reroute better, so I'm more prepared for things, and knowing where I need to, I'm going to struggle and where I need to kind of over level a little bit, maybe where I need to level up more. Whatever case maybe, this Pokemon is absolutely amazing. And of the grass types, it does have the best starting moveset. That's why I think it's going to happen. Now I think of it, I'm looking at the move pool and looking at other Pokemon. Vileplume is going to give this Pokemon a run for its money. Where Vileplume is kind of lacking, though, is having Wrap is what gives this Pokemon an advantage, whereas Vileplume does not have Wrap. It doesn't get another it doesn't get a physical, like, normal move until the SSN. I think that's where it's going to falter. And then Venusaur only has Vine Whip and Tackle, so that's good, but you don't have that poison move that supplements the other things. That's why I think Venus, and it doesn't have Sleep Powder like Vileplume and Victreebel. So just letting you guys know that that's what I think is going to happen with those Pokemon. And just by reading the tea leaves, if you know Pokemon, you probably understand like where my thought process is on that. As it comes to the tier list, I like the tier list. I like what's formulating here. We're definitely getting some grouping. The Electric type had some grouping. The Ice type had some grouping. Fighting type, not so much. Didn't have much grouping on the Fighting type. There's definitely Bug types to have a grouping. So I'm really liking that. And I think the Grass type is going to have some grouping. It's got a lot of the Grass types. At least the first 3 I'm going to play through, I can almost guarantee will be at least an A tier or higher. Now, Executor will not, and Tanglo will definitely not be in those tiers. However, I think the Executor what-if scenario I'm going to play will definitely showcase how good this Pokemon can be. It might be up there in the SS tier, to be honest with you, whenever I do that playthrough. I don't rank those on here because they're not real. They're what-ifs. They're like hypotheticals, more or less. However, it does showcase some things. Like, for example, Raichu, when I did hypothetical Raichu, it was right up there next to Charizard. And same with Electabuzz. They were right up there next to Charizard in a top tier, one of the top tier Pokemon whenever they had a better move pool and a better representation. Now next week, we do have the playthrough of Venusaur. We're going to be playing through that, and that will be showcased next Friday. I don't know if I'm going to do a video on Wednesday or not. I am starting a new job. I do have some time constraints that I got to work around and make sure I can do that. However, I'm thinking about doing a what if Electrode had a Thunder Shock or something to start the game, just to see if it makes this Pokemon significantly better, or if it's still like a crappy Pokemon. I still think it's a crappy Pokemon, but it might actually move it up to like maybe the sub 55 tier just because it has a stab move early in the game, and it'll speed up the early game. It doesn't help in its middle or late game, so that's where I don't see it being that drastic of a move change, because the early game is not really a problem for Electrode. It gets by Lieutenant Surge, or I'm sorry, Brock in like 4 minutes, and everything else you just over level for, but maybe you don't have to over level if you have Thunder Shock. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. This is JD, this is Polywolf's Wrath. Let me know what you think. I reply to every comment, so make sure you're commenting, make sure you're liking, make sure you're subscribing, get stuff to your friends, and make sure you just share and enjoy the video. Have a good one. See you guys next time.